Welcome into the Paul Farrington Show. Yes, Ziggy, a very
A bit of
quick
a devious
reaction.
Paul Farrington show.
A devious Paul Farrington show as we react to Aaron Jones signing with the Minnesota Vikings. Our dreams from yesterday, even though we were crushed with Kirk Cousins leaving, the one thing we said, Ziggy, because we're spiteful. We're spiteful Vikings fans who at the end of the day, we don't have Super Bowls to reflect back on. All we have are little moments and little gripes that we could have settled. And if we could take one thing that the Packers love, we'll do it. And that's what we've done here with Aaron Jones. It's funny how many Vikings or how many Packers, former Packers, come over to the Vikings at one point in their career, like Favre, recently, especially Favre, Rodgers, Greg Jennings, even Ryan Longwell came over for a bit.
Did
Uh,
you just try to sneak Aaron Rodgers in there?
oh, you're right. Oh my God, I think it was. Maybe I was manifesting it. That's maybe.
Yeah, no. I mean, I
I
think the
think I
most
was
recent case was what,
manifesting Aaron
Zadarius
Rodgers.
Smith?
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
Darius
I'm
Smith.
not letting you get away with that easily, Paul.
Oh,
I
that's
know
too
I know
funny.
this is what's going to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. We got to keep ourselves honest.
That's amazing. In my head, I've been seeing all these posts recently, like Vikings, you know what to do, and it's just pictures of Aaron Rodgers on the Jets right now. Yeah, I mean, I would love it. The opening is there if we can find a way to make it happen. But Aaron Jones, I knew he was a beloved Packer, but maybe not to the extent that we're seeing right now from the video we put out yesterday, where Packer fans really just seem devastated to lose him here, and not only lose him, but then to lose him to the Vikings. It just makes it a little bit harder to swallow for them. And I love it, Z. I absolutely love the signing for us.
Yeah, I mean, 1 year, $7 million. It's not a huge deal. And I mean, Aaron Jones has had some health concerns. There's no doubt
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
of
But
course.
when he's healthy, you've seen what he was able to do, right? He's one of the few runners in the NFL that has the ability, proven ability, to just take over a playoff game. And we saw him do that this year. We saw during that stretch when the Packers really needed a spark on offense, what he was able to do.
Yep.
Hey, no, am I expecting the Vikings to be the most competitive team in the world next year? No. But you want to win games. You want, as you're transitioning to a new leadership within the locker room, you want one of those high character guys that everyone can get behind, who's been there, who's won things, to be a leader. And I'm confident Aaron Jones can fulfill that role with us while being a pretty good running back.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. That's what I find so enjoyable about this is the Packer fans. Everyone said just stand up guy. Someone in your locker room who can completely bring everybody together. I've been seeing videos posted of how he's such a good teammate. Love to see that, especially for a team like us that's in this transition phase. You're going to need some guys to hold the team together, bring everyone together, even new guys. And that's what Aaron Jones is going to be. But then you talk about the production that he has, and I know there was some back and forth whether or not we preferred Josh Jacobs or Aaron Jones. A couple of us on the show had differing opinions on that. But the Aaron Jones production level is pretty unbelievable when you look at the impact he made on the Green Bay offense. So he came back, Ziggy, from injury on December 17th. He left on November 19th against the Chargers, came back December 17th against the Buccaneers. And that game is just okay, 13 carries for 53 yards. Following that, 127 on the ground against Carolina, 120 on the ground against Minnesota, 111 against Chicago, 118 against Dallas, 108 against San Francisco. Completely changed the way that you viewed and defended the Packer offense. I mean, he really was arguably their most valuable player after Jordan Love on that side of the ball. I'm thrilled to have him, and it's the one sad thing is that now I look up and down this Vikings roster and I say, man, they're getting really good. They just need a quarterback. So
I'm not
I'm
sure the
thrilled with the
Vikings
signing.
are that far along into this rebuild, but Aaron Jones, $7 million. That's not a big deal. One of the things I worry about the Josh Jacobs deal is if they decide to cut him next year, it's 1 year, 13.7 million. But $7 million a year, that's what James Conner's making with the Cardinals, right? This is not an unreasonable salary given what things go for at the position. It's not like he's being handed a top 5 running back deal from the Vikings.
Yep.
And I think he's going to be able to produce like a top 10 running back in the NFL, at least for a fair number of games.
There's nothing better than the disgruntled Packer coming over to Minnesota. Here's one of the tweets that Aaron Jones liked following his release yesterday was front office and Goot looking real funny in light of shitting on one of the best running backs and human beings in team history. Y'all can spin it how y'all want. He was just liking different things on Twitter, kind of bashing the Packers or praising his own time in Green Bay. And it's just great going through this here. So the whole reason for this, for anyone who doesn't know it, is he was going to get paid about $12 million next year by Green Bay, $17 million cap hit, and Green Bay wanted to restructure that, and their final offer was, it looks like Jones for $6 million, $4 million base salary, $2 million in incentives. Jones was just tired of being asked to take these hometown discounts. Eventually, they couldn't agree. They release him, and Minnesota offered him $6 million base, so $2 million more, with $1 million in incentives. We were just willing to look when the Packers disrespect their players. The Vikings understand that's an opportunity to swoop in.
All we can do is go for the scraps, right? But no,
No,
I
no,
mean,
no.
I don't
That's not the
blame
approach
Aaron.
I'm taking this, because some Packers fans are saying that. The approach I'm taking is that Green Bay won't treat their players properly, so we'll come in and take care of it for them. Which I'm just joking around, but
Yeah, it's. I
yeah,
mean, the
maybe
last
not.
time this happened, what we got Zadarius Smith, and he put up 10 sacks.
Oh, Zedarius was great for the first half of the season before kind of falling apart at the end. But most Packers who have come over to the Vikings are very, very good. You look at the Favre season, was arguably the best one I've had in my lifetime. Ryan Longwell, phenomenal kicker, kind of floats under the radar. Zedarius was great for half a season, and Greg Jennings, he wasn't close to what he was on Green Bay, but you got a few good years out of Greg Jennings in Minnesota, and now we'll see if Aaron Jones can propel Sam Darnold and company to a playoff run and perhaps a little bit more.
I'll just say, I imagine the Vikings are drafting a rookie quarterback this offseason. We'll see whether or not that actually
Has to.
happens. But if you've got to put a player in the backfield to give a rookie quarterback confidence and to be able to make plays, Aaron Jones is very high on that list.
100%. I've always really admired Aaron Jones. Even him being a Packer, I just think he's a tremendous football player. And I did hear things about his character, but not to this extent. So I'm thrilled with the signing. And you're right. If we're going to sign a rookie quarterback or draft a rookie quarterback this year, how many places are really better to come into than Minnesota right now? The offensive line, pretty solid. I mean, there's a few holes on the interior, but good unit. The receiving core, but between Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson, and now you add a running back like Aaron Jones, who can kind of do it all. It's a great spot for someone who's coming in this year. We'll see how Darnold does, but if Darnold is to struggle at some point and you have to throw in J.J. McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, whoever it may be, I think it's a great spot for a rookie. You can't really ask for much more from Minnesota so far this offseason after letting Kirk go. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, actually, I think the Vikings have been a little bit too aggressive in free
You
agency,
could argue that, yeah.
but they're not ready to give up. They want to keep paying good players. They're looking for opportunities when there's a chance to bring guys in. Aaron Jones is 29. He'll be 30 at the end of the season. His birthday's in December.
Yeah.
It's not unreasonable if he has a good year to think he could stick around for a couple more years. This doesn't have to be a 1 year rental.
No, and I think part of that will depend on how Minnesota performs. Because you have to imagine that in Aaron Jones's mind, the Vikings came calling, offered him a deal he was willing to accept. I wonder how much spite played into it for him. But I bet there was a little bit of, yeah, I'm gonna go stick it to you since you
Oh, of course there is,
like
right?
there's clearly a little
You
bit of
can't
that.
join the Bears because joining the Bears would be a war crime. But joining the Vikings, that you can do.
No, so you gotta think there's a little bit of that involved. But following the season, if the Vikings are just terrible and whoever they draft doesn't appear to be the guy, I can see a running back very reasonably. Aaron Jones might say, "Yeah, I'm going to go try and join a competitor." But whoever we draft, if they look good, young core around us, the defense gets a little bit better. It might be, hey, I still got some left in the tank. Let's see what we could do next year. And now we're talking about some real revenge for Aaron Jones. Man, that would be sweet. That would be sweet. I'm happy on a day where it was so sad to be a Viking fan in many ways, even though we agree it was right to move on. This made it feel a little bit better. This helped. You have any final comments for Vikings or Packers fans before we call this?
It's I'm interested in hearing what Packers fans think about this. I'm interested to hear what they have to say about the Aaron Jones move. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out because you're definitely going to see from Aaron Jones, he's going to want to outperform Josh Jacobs. There's no question about it. Jacobs is coming off a terrible year. He's going to want to prove that he belongs in that top tier of NFL running backs. The NFC North's just an interesting division to watch. I know some people have wondered why we're making so many reaction videos. I think it's just because there's so much interesting news in this division right now. I'm really interested to see how this rivalry plays out in the coming years.
Yeah, little Aaron Jones versus Jacobs, Sam Darnold versus Jordan Love. We're gonna have a lot of fun with the NFC North over the next few months, especially the Bears too. Again, Caleb Williams and trying to reintroduce themselves into the race for the crown. Just remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And our NCAA tournament bracket challenge is out right now. You could see the link in the description below. Click on that, and you can join. It's free to enter. The winner gets any piece of merch they want from our store. Just let us know after you win. And if some people have actually asked for Ziggy's glasses, so maybe even a signed pair of Robert Ziegler glasses could be heading your way, depending on how Ziggy
Yeah, I
feels
don't know
about
about
that.
that. I don't know about that, but we'll think about it. We'll
Well, all
think
right.
about it.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. Appreciate everyone who's commented and watched over the past few days. We will see you Thursday with a new episode, mailbag episode of the Paul Farrington Show. See ya.